This is so funny, guys. All right. Let me explain what just happened. I was just talking into a void for like 3 minutes straight because I... So YouTube's messing up, as it tends to do, and it wasn't letting me edit the stream to go live, so I had to do something different. I had to schedule the stream, which I never do, in order to be able to edit the stream and make it happen. So I thought I was live because I just went through the normal process of going live, and I wasn't, because I saw all the comments coming in, and I saw the viewers weren't going up, and no one was responding to me. I thought I was going crazy, but I think I figured it out now, because I see everyone is coming in now, which is nice. So welcome to the Friday Too Many Records live stream. I was saying to nobody before, into the void, because I thought I was live, is that I have been very busy with the store, with the Mac Miller streams, and I haven't had time to do an unboxing, and I have these like 30 plus mailers sitting down here. Tons of records. There's definitely some Grails. There's definitely some staples. There's definitely some records for the store. Probably some stuff video game related that I won't talk about. I don't know. But that being said, there's a crap load. It's like a comically large amount of mailers down here, and I'm going to be throwing them all around the house as we open them together. So thank you for taking an hour out of your day to come hang out with me and see when is Matt going to start the stream. Are you messing with me, Corey? Am I live? What's going on? Am I a simulation? Is YouTube shadow banning me? I don't understand what's going on. Castelliero says, did you ever get that MF Doom Year Grail? What was the copy at your local store selling for, out of curiosity? Yeah. What we're going to do... Corey's trolling me. That's fine. What we're going to do is I'm going to start opening these. All right, Dodo, that's enough. That's enough. No more trolling me, guys. I'm a very tired man. I have a lot going on. I can't be tricked like this. I'm going to start opening these packages with ye old trusty box cutter. You and I have been through a lot, old friend. You really have. You're the only one that truly understands me. I'm going to open stuff, and if you have questions, I will probably have to answer them at the end of the stream just because of how many boxes we have to open. It's a lot. But, as always, if you would like to tip your creator and leave a super chat, I will see it pop up in big, bright colors, and I will answer your question to the fullest of my ability. In that very moment, I will stop my exact thought process to be able to answer you. So, let's begin. Super chats are optional but appreciated. All right. Here we go. Again, I'm so unclear as to what most of these are. It has been so long. I've forgotten how to open records, apparently, because I am struggling with this mailer. All right. I ordered these. Okay. So, this is Mondo Biondo by Ursula 1000. I don't really know how to describe their music. It's kind of electronic. It's a little down-tempo and a little loungy, a little funky. It's definitely quirky electronic music, but it's worth checking out if you're unfamiliar. Also, worth mentioning is on this track right here, where is it? Tropicadelica. It features Natalia Clavier, who is the person that was with Eric Hilton on the amazing album Corazon Kintsugi, which was one of my favorite albums of last year. So she has an amazing voice. She's featured on here. Definitely a fun listen. Like I said, pretty quirky. And then this one is also super good, kind of down-tempo, loungy stuff. Natural Calamity. This is a band that I... Janos asked if it's Irma Records from Italy. Irma? I don't think so. But it is numbered, which is cool. Yeah, if you guys like loungy, down-tempo stuff, this is a band that I'm kind of newer to, Natural Calamity, but really, really good. Highly recommend. I think, are they from Japan? I'm not sure. But yes, check them out, take a screenshot, add it to your list. Some of these I might not have a ton to say about because I'm also newer to it, and I kind of bought them with the excitement of exploring further. I am not off to a good start, guys. This is embarrassing. That is rest in peace to what was going to be a good reusable mailer, but your boy is a damn fool. All right. I'm spinning too far. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the new album by Bruce Dickinson, aka the singer of Iron Maiden, the second vocalist who has been with them for the majority of their career. It says it comes with a signed print and a stencil. Okay, let's open it up and check out this signed print because it isn't in the box, so it's probably in here. All right, let's see what's going on. Is there a signed print? I found the stencil. Okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Does anyone love stencils? Does anyone really like stencils? Remember when Vinyl Be Pleased used to do a ton of stencils? Does anyone like... I mean, stencils. Okay. The only people who like stencils are graffiti artists. Is there anyone else that like is excited about a stencil? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It just seems like a waste of paper, and it could be almost anything else that would be more exciting. Where's this signed print? It's not in the first pocket. It's not in the second pocket. Are they stiffing me on this signed print? The only reason I ordered this from Walmart? Right. Blue vinyl. Still not a signed print, though. That is a tight inner sleeve. Good lord. Oh my god, I can't even get it back in. It's literally this is absurd. I gotta deal with this whole operation later. I gotta put this to the side. I'm gonna put this extremely cool stencil carefully back in the sleeve. Blaze Bayley was the third vocalist who temporarily replaced Bruce Dickinson. The first vocalist was Paul Di'Anno. Paul Di'Anno was on the first two Iron Maiden records, including their second record, Killers, which is maybe my favorite of their records. I can't get this in. This is a nightmare. I'm putting this over here. Is it in the box still, the signed print? Okay, cool. So there's just no signed print. That's the whole reason I ordered it. So very cool. I was hoping to get a signed Bruce Dickinson something or other. I am going to have to now deal with that after the stream. So off to a good start. Very annoying. So I didn't get the signed print, but I got a cool stencil for when I start my street art career. All right, this is a record that I ordered on hype alone, and I think I regret this purchase, but I can always put it in the store. This is the latest record by pop punk legends Boys Like Girls, and this is their first record in a very long time. Is the stencil signed? I don't think so. Is it? That'd be crazy. Hold on. I don't think so, but now you have me second guessing. Where would they even sign it? No. Okay. Boys Like Girls, their self-titled is one of my favorite pop-punk records of all time. I think it's super saccharine, super fun. Every song is catchy and unique. It's definitely a landmark for the genre, in my opinion. And they released a few albums after that that were not as good, so they kind of faded into obscurity. And then the lead singer decided to put out a side project called The Night Game, which is kind of 80s-inspired pop. And that was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed that. So my thought was, okay, if Boys Like Girls is coming back with a comeback record, it might sound like a hybrid of the sound that they were loved for and maybe some of the Night Game. So kind of like an 80s pop-punk hybrid. And that's kind of what it is. However, I listened to this once and I didn't love it. I thought all of the songs were very generic radio pop, and it didn't have the songwriting chops that the original Boys Like Girls had or the Night Game records had. So this was something that I was a little disappointed by. It did not make my top albums of the year list, as you guys probably saw, and that's for specific reasons. So That is unfortunate, but I'll probably end up selling that in the store. I'm sure it'll appeal to somebody. It just does not necessarily appeal to me. Boys Like Girls debut was recently in my shop. Someone picked it up quick. That is true. I recently put that out for like a half second, and it was gone. For good reason. It's one of my favorite records. I believe I put it in my staff picks, too, because, come on. All right, what do we have here? Oh, we have something from our favorite witchy DJ. This is from my girl over in the UK, DJ Sabrina, the teenage DJ, which is still one of my all-time favorite artist names. I know she just got a whole bunch of issues with like sampling stuff. I don't know what's going on with her music, but you know, I think she was pressing a lot of stuff that probably wasn't fully cleared, and then now there's all these AI tools that are making it harder for vaporwave artists and certain things to get their music cleared without full sampling. So this is so nice. I feel like I have a lot of DJ Sabrina stuff now, and that's not a bad thing. I think this stuff is going to be worth a fortune in the future because I don't think people are going to be easily able to repress it based on what I just said. This is Destiny. Very cool. Signed by DJ Sabrina. Nice box set action with the really uncanny, you know, old PC game art on the cover. Let's see. There's a little there's a little note that says sorry for the delay. I love that. And I think it looks like it might be hand signed. I'm not sure. We got a little insert here. How many is this? 4 discs? 1, 2, 4 discs, each of them on colored vinyl, different color, which is awesome. Wait, 5 discs. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Good lord. This is a 6-disc box set of DJ Sabrina, the teenage DJ. Her albums are usually like 3 hours long, which is insane. Looks like Zelda Wands of Gamelon. That's actually very accurate. The CDI. Philips CD. Shout out to the Philips CDI. Yeah, this is a chonky box set. My only complaint, Sabrina, if you're watching this, is that you didn't put the album name on the spine, because I like to display my box sets and have them know what they are. But that's okay. You know what? It's fine. We will survive. I'm more angry about not getting the signed print in the Bruce Dickinson record. That's gonna chat my loins today or something. All right. Oh, here we go. I snagged these real quick, and truth be told, I am not 1000% confident that these are my style of music. I've only sampled them a little bit, but these are 2 pretty iconic. I think these are, what's going on here? Nope, puzzle. Okay. I think these are like soul jazz, right? Is that the right kind of genre for these records? I know this one is extremely coveted. I don't know this one as well. But I grabbed these because there were 2 Wax Mage variants that came up for sale, and when you see like a record that normally goes for like crazy money and a Wax Mage version comes up of it, I feel like you gotta grab them before they're gone. Let me see if I can open them up carefully. I kind of want to leave this Wax Mage symbol on there, or the sticker. Hold on, I have too many things. All right, let me see if I can. I'm struggling to get this open. I would love to show you guys the Wax Mage though, if I can. All right, there we go. Little box cutter on this one. So this is the Wax Mage for Mirage. I'm excited to listen to these. You know, really spend some time with them, see if it's for me. And if not, someone in the store will like it. Very cool. Very pretty. Love that. Can we get a light shining through it? Let's go. Hold on. Very cool. Look at that. Oh, what a beautiful variant. So cool. This one's for the Awakening. so cool. Very, very happy to own this. I believe they sold out very fast, as to be expected. And it's from Real Gone Music, which is one of my favorite reissue labels. They are absolutely crushing it when it comes to reissuing classic albums, whether it's jazz or soul jazz or funk. They're really kind of like, I don't know, I'm just impressed with their curation, and I think that all their pressings tend to sound pretty good too. So, all right. So, let's see the other one. This is for Hear, Sense, and Feel. Also very cool. And let's do the light test behind it. Hold on. All right. Let's see how this looks. Oh, that is a beaut. That is a beaut. Who knew records could be this beautiful? You know? So, very cool. Look flat, which is nice. And, yeah. Some Wax Mage action. I'm glad I was online when these dropped. Right place, right time. That's what this hobby is, folks. It's literally just right place, right time all the time. So, yeah, I'm excited to give those a spin. Anything from the Black Jazz label is fantastic. Good to know. Good to know. All right, let's keep going though. Looks like the Super Mario World map. I see a lot of random questions coming in. Like I said, if you drop a super chat, I will answer it right away. Otherwise, we just have too much to get through, and I gotta just push through. How am I gonna explain this one? Oh well, this one I don't have to explain. This is Kruder and Dorfmeister. It is an alternate version of the G-Stone record, which is just a compilation of tracks they put out. Kruder and Dorfmeister are two of the greatest electronic producers of all time. They basically are the godfathers of dubby, kind of down-tempo, chill-out music. So good. And this is, I've been looking for this for a while, and it's eluded me, but finally I have tracked it down. This is an interesting version of it, though. Usually it has like the picture of the two of them on the front that look like Simon and Garfunkel's Bookends record, but it's a parody of it, or maybe a tribute, I should say. But yeah, glad to have these songs. But I also, when I was looking at the Discogs seller, when I was looking at their store, this popped out. I was like, you know what? I feel like I have to pick this up because I don't know if I've ever heard this full record, but the songs I have heard from this record are stellar. I'm talking about R&B legends Jagged Edge. Let's go. Jagged Little Thrill? Come on. How about that album title? Jagged Little Thrill? Let's go. Everybody knows the big single. And by everybody, I mean people my age. Where the Party At featuring Nelly. That beat is insane. That song is absolutely classic. And this is actually a shockingly hard record to find. It's out of print. You know, it doesn't pop up very often, especially clean. And, hey, thanks, Chris. And yeah, I'm excited to give this a full listen just because I like I said, I've never heard this full album. And Jagged Edge, you know, great vocal stylings. I'm excited to hear it. Let's see. Are the discs as clean as they said they were going to be? And yeah, these look pretty solid VG+. Sweet. Where the Party At? Everyone, go listen to Where the Party At if you don't know it. Oh. Yeah, come on. So many nights enjoying that song. All right. Oh, yes. I ordered this. So this is Rufio, kind of pop punk artist. This is Anybody Out There. And I think outside of the big Rufio record, this is my favorite of their albums. Really, really, really good, catchy, poppy songs. Also, the art is beautiful on this. So, Anybody out there by Rufio, if you're into pop punk, I'm glad this finally got a pressing. Yeah, great record. Super solid. This is a hefty box right here. Oh, this is Fangamer. I know what this is. This is going to be a video game thing that I can show y'all. All right. Excuse me. This is another box set from Fangamer. I've been picking them up when they come out because I think this series has some of the best game music. And I think that it would hold up even outside of the game, which is my standard for video game soundtracks. If the music is something that would hold up outside of playing the game, it's worth picking up. And this is Shin Megami Tensei 5, which just came out a year or two ago for the Switch. Really, really good Japanese RPG. It takes place in the same kind of universe as the Persona series, but it's a little more focused on there's not really any focus on like school. You're not in school trying to build social links outside of combat. You're more so trying to like navigate a post-apocalyptic world. Absolutely excellent game. I really enjoyed my time with it, and the music was phenomenal and part of the reason why it was so compelling. And this is a box set of the music from it. Fangamer does a great job with their box sets. They also always are affordably priced, which I feel like is very nice. So was very excited to see this one pop up, and I said, okay, I gotta go for it, because I love the Persona series music. I love that too. There's also another box over here somewhere. Maybe I'll just do it first. I'll just get it out of the way so we kind of just knock it all out at once. All the Persona related stuff. This is something I ordered a long time ago as well. This is from I Am 8-Bit. Need more metal. I have been acquiring quite a bit of metal lately. There might actually be some in this pile. I just don't know yet. So this is another Persona-related thing. So this is not the Shin Megami Tensei series. This is actually Persona. And what this is they had these spin-off games that were rhythm dancing games that were based off of each one, Persona 3, 4, and 5. And this is, they were called Dancing All Night, I think they were all called. Oh, no. Dancing in Moonlight, Dancing All Night, and Dancing in Starlight. And it's basically the soundtracks of Persona 3, 4, and 5, which are all top-tier video game soundtracks, jazz, funk, super, super, super catchy. If you're into jazz funk at all, like, you wouldn't believe it's just from, like, a video game. It just feels like it's so fresh and holds on its own. These are all remixes of the original soundtracks that are done through a lens of different kinds of, some of them sound like deep house, some of them are disco-y, some of them are kind of EDM-y, and they're all different kind of danceable versions of the jazz funk tracks from these records. So I wanted to pick this up. They had earlier pressings of these dancing games that were always unobtainable. They were like hundreds of dollars to find them. So I Am 8-Bit decided to do a full-out repress, and they put them in a slipcase, which is really cool. So it's a little box set that they made. Love that. Very cool. Nick said he's never played a Persona game, but the music's incredible. That's what I'm saying. If you enjoy jazz funk, you owe it to yourself to go listen to the soundtracks because they 100% hold up. I'm gonna botch this. This is not gonna work. not even a little bit. All right. Mother of pearl. Okay. Ow. I always have to rip it with my finger and I injure myself. But this is Interscope Vinyl Collective. And this, okay, so this is something that is actually very topical and relevant at this very moment. I'm not going to soapbox on this too hard, but this is the Billie Eilish Interscope Vinyl Club. I guess this one was kind of underwhelming for me. I love this record, don't get me wrong, but this is like, I think it's on like Eco Blue vinyl and the cover glows in the dark. Not that much of a change. What's frustrating is that there's already 22 pressings of this and 10 different colors, and I already have a copy I'm happy with. It's not different enough for me to be excited. And Billie just went an article just went viral about Billy talking about the industry and how so many artists are putting out just so many variants of their records, A, to boost sales, and B, it's not sustainable for the environment. And, you know, it's funny because I made a TikTok today talking about how Billy is the most egregious, not the most, but the top 10 most egregious artists to put out variants of their own records. So it feels very weird for her to be the one to kind of complain about this. And I don't fully understand why she's deciding to like soapbox on this when she is so guilty of it. So I made a TikTok. If you want to watch my thoughts on that, you can check that out after the stream. This is yet another variant of this record. Great record. Do we need it? Like, do we need this variant? No. Is it different enough? Is the cover different enough? No. Is the like a blue vinyl? Cool. Like, I get that she loves blue. Like, the live at Third Man Records was blue, and I understand that. That's fine. But like, of all the Interscope ones, I think, you know, the upcoming Interscope one, the Downward Spiral, is also extremely disappointing. From what I can tell, it is just the Downward Spiral definitive edition with an extra print. Like, there's no color, there's no like alternate art on the jacket or, you know, anything like that. So I was really impressed with Interscope Club for the first handful of releases. I'm worried that it's going to start to get a little cash grabby. You know, this would have been a great time to do the first ever colored variant of the Downward Spiral. Like, what if it was this really cool burnt orange kind of starburst or something? That would have been really cool. Okay, did not happen. So I'm hoping that they can right the ship, but I suppose we will see if they do or not. Yeah, I agree with Josh. I'm still keeping the membership, but I am now more critical than I was for the first ones. That Dr. Dre The Chronic was amazing. That was such a great thing right out the bat. And this, not so much. All right, we got a record here from Backwoods. What is this? This is, what did I order from Backwoods? What is this? This is Billy Wood's most known unknowns. This is alternate artwork from the original. I actually really like this art a lot. Billy Woods is one of those artists that I'm really trying to love, and I respect him as a creative. I think that his hip hop, you know, his contributions to the hip hop community are always interesting, but I do think that they're a little experimental for me at times, to the point where I think it, like, I kind of look at some of Billy Wood's stuff the way I look at certain jazz artists, where I'm like, it straddles a line of like listenability and pretension, where it's like the people that I know that are all in on Billy Woods, sometimes it's like I feel like they're just trying to like act like they have like a better music taste than other people, even though it's not as palatable. That being said, I do like this record. It's one of my favorites of his that I've heard, and I am excited to kind of own it finally, because the original press of this was multiple hundreds of dollars. So I really respect Backwoods as a label for not just gatekeeping all of their releases as out of print unobtainium, and they are actually going and repressing stuff that people want. I think that's very cool, and a lot of labels do not do that. So props to Backwoods for that. All right, let's I am just not having luck with these pull strings today. Oh my god, I'm so close. Okay. All right. Interesting. I don't even remember ordering this. So this is Crimeapple's Aguardiente. And Aguardiente? How do you pronounce that? Aguardiente? I think that's right. Produced by the GOAT, Big Ghost Limited. Big Ghost is one of my favorite modern producers. He really knows how to chop up a soul sample. He knows how to make an interesting beat. He does a lot of stuff with like the Griselda guys. This is in my top 3 Crimeapple records. I think Crimeapple is one of those rappers where he's very talented, but a lot of his projects sound the exact same. Unfortunately, a lot of the later ones, I feel like he has not matured. I feel like he has kind of went backwards and regressed. This is an earlier project, and that, you know, the earlier ones are the ones I truly love. Metal Retta, this one, Medallo or Medayo, I don't know how to pronounce it, but really, really good records. This one is also great, and I think this is a deluxe version with extra songs. I have the original dope version of this, and I'm probably going to put the dope one in the store at some point because it's very desirable, but I'm happy with this one. So, very cool. Guys, there's still like 25 records. This is crazy. I hope you all have buckled in and you got yourself a beverage because we got more to go. I told you I was just going to be chucking boxes around. Alright, what have we here? Oh, shout out to this homie. So I realized I didn't have any more copies of one of my favorite records on my record label, which is the second release I ever did. It's Vermilion Club's Home. Dylan, one of my best friends in the world, it's his record. I lived with him in college when he was recording it. I lived across the hall from him. I got to listen to him recording. It was amazing. It's a fantastic indie pop record, and I was flattered when I put it out on my label and it sold out and everyone bought it. But it is long gone, and I don't have any extra copies. So I went on Discogs to look to see if people were selling one, and there was one for sale for a really good price. It was like basically what I charged for it back when it came out. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to buy a copy of this and put it in the store to give locals a chance to grab it, just because you can't find it anywhere anymore. It's a really beautiful record. And the guy messaged me and he said, "Oh, dude, I'm like a huge fan of your channel." He's like, "I'm gonna send you a bunch of other random records too that I don't need anymore." So he sent me. I bought the one, and he sent me a bunch of other stuff, including another record from my label, Fort Vine's Land of the Gemstones, which is one of the more recent records I just put out. Super cool. I actually ran out of copies of this as well, so now I'm gonna have one of these in the store, which is awesome and so kind of him. Then I have Glitch Black. I'm not sure what this is, but looks kind of cool. Excited to hear it. And then he sent me two records by Nothing Nowhere, which is actually an artist I love. I own both of these records. These are kind of like lo-fi emo rap kind of like vibes. It's very, very good. If you like Lil Peep, you'd probably like this stuff. But yeah, what a generous person to just send all these records to me. So that's what happened. You never know if you order a record on Discogs. You never know exactly what you're going to get. And yeah, very, very stoked to have a copy of Vermilion Club's Home for the shop, but also to, have those other records. So I would say that was a good buy. Shout out to the homie if you're ever watching this. Thank you for your support. All right. This is cool. Here we go. Black Moth Super Rainbow Start a People. This has never been on vinyl before, and it was something that a lot of BMSR fans, including myself, really wanted to have on vinyl. Black Moth Super Rainbow is an exceptionally good psychedelic pop group. A little experimental at times, a little lo-fi at times, but really beautiful and interesting music. And the other project of Black Moth Super Rainbow is Tobacco, which you may have heard. I feel like Tobacco has probably gotten more popular than BMSR, I think. It has a little more of like an industrial sound to it. It's a little heavier, but this stuff is so pretty and so good, so trippy, and this is a great record. So very, very excited. I used to own a record of theirs that I sold, and I have regrets, and I would like to buy it again. I keep telling myself it's going to get a repress. It has not ever been repressed. It's the Autumn Kaleidoscope record, but so good. Ooh, Nick, you played this during your DJ set. That is awesome. I would love to see one of your DJ sets, Nick. I feel like I would probably very much vibe with it. I feel like there would be a few moments where I'd be like, yeah, I showed Nick that song. I'd feel like a very proud teacher. And then, of course, there's a million songs you've discovered on your own, Nick. You were my best student. You were my A pupil. Nick, I'm so excited to finally hang. Nick Rudo. How do you pronounce it? I always say it wrong. Nick has been the biggest supporter of TMR for like 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't even know how many years at this point. Just the most effervescently positive person. Amazing taste in music. Moderates my Facebook group. Just an overall great guy, and genuinely, we've never met, which is crazy to me. But we're both going to be at Kilby Block Party in Utah in May, and we're finally going to get to kick it. So I am very, very stoked for that. All right, this is an album that I am fairly new to this artist. Is it Quadica? Is that the name? I'm gonna see if I get that right. Hold on. Is it Quadica? It's a hip hop artist. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Quadica. Yeah. So this is Quadica, and this is I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. I've only sampled a little bit of Quadica's music, but I have been really intrigued by how unique the production is for a hip-hop artist. It feels like it's very genre-bending. Every album I've sampled has a very different, unique sound to it as well. And I know that a lot of the Quadica records are starting to get harder and harder to find. So when I saw this one pop up for a pretty good price, I decided to jump on it because I don't want to become a big fan in 6 months and find out that everything is $200+. So I don't know this record that well, but what I did sample of it, it is really, really good. So excited to give it a full listen. I don't know enough about Quadica to really share too much, but I just know that there's a big fan base that is continuing to grow, and Quadica is doing some pretty unique stuff within the space. So I think that's awesome. All right. This is a big box. Big box with a little box. Oh, I know what this is. All right, y'all. So I am on TikTok. You know, I'm on TikTok. I'm not ashamed to admit it. TikTok is a main source of entertainment for me these days, and I'm looking for something bite-sized in a short time span. And these women have absolutely made massive waves via TikTok. They started just making videos of their music with really interesting cinematography, posting them incessantly, and you know what? That worked because they got signed to a major label. They got, I think they're opening for Janelle Monáe on her tour. They're playing festivals now, and it's because they're super dope. This is Flyana Boss, and it's actually funny. Before they really blew up, I emailed their manager, and I said, I'd love to press their stuff on vinyl. And it was before they signed to a major, but like they were getting popular, but they weren't massive yet. And they were like, oh, that's an interesting idea, like let's talk about it, we'll get back to you. Never heard back from them, and then like 2 months later they were signed to a major. So my chances to press them on the label were 0%. But that being said, they're really, really good. Just these two girls that do hip hop, and it's very, their lyrics are fun, their punchlines are funny, and the beats are incredible. And I just think that it's really excellent duo hip hop, you know, back and forth, and they're fantastic. So Urban Outfitters pressed, check this out. So it's their song You Wish, and then a remix with Missy Elliott. I mean, come on, if you're getting Missy Elliott on your remix from making TikToks, that's pretty impressive. And then 2 other tracks. So I'm excited for their eventual full length, but if you have not heard Flyana Boss and you're a fan of female-fronted hip-hop, they're going to blow you away. I think they're going to be gigantic. Once their debut album comes out, I mean, they're going to be doing a world tour. It's going to be huge. And, oh, Josh, you got to see them live? I'm so jealous. You got to tell me about it next time you're at the shop. I would love to hear more about how the show was. That's so cool. And an unexpected repress on colored vinyl. My favorite Thievery Corporation, Saudade, which is their heavy Brazilian vibed trip hop record. This record was out of print and going for well over $100 for a while now. And then they randomly announced they were doing a repress on colored vinyl, which is great. Let's see how the color looks in person. But if you like Thievery Corporation and have not listened to this record and you like Brazilian music, okay, let me rephrase. If you like Brazilian music and you haven't heard this record, listen. If you like trip hop and you haven't heard this record, listen. If you like Thievery Corporation but haven't heard this record, what's wrong with you? I really, really like Thievery Corporation in general, and Saudade is definitely a top tier release for me. Excited to have this colored variant. I hope it sounds good. Just a classic blue, a translucent electric blue. Matches the cover very nicely. My hope is that it sounds good. I suppose we'll find out, but very happy this is accessible now for people that may want it. So, beautiful record. What have we here? That is the sloppiest thing I've ever seen in my damn life. Okay. This is the rapper IDK. IDK is kind of like he was kind of shrouded in mystery for a while, and this is one of his earlier releases. The features on here are crazy. I mean, he has Chief Keef, but then he has a song that has Young Gleesh, don't know who that is, but with Doom and Del the Funky Homo Sapien, like on one track. That's pretty crazy. And obviously this came out, before Doom passed. So this is hand numbered, which is, I do appreciate, but it was also supposed to be signed, and it's signed like, that's the signature. It's like a little, what is that? What is? I don't even know what that is. But that signature is disappointing to say the least. But I'm excited to have this on vinyl because it is a good record. Man, there's nothing I hate more than a sloppy signature. Like if you're gonna sign a record, sign it. That's don't just scribble. Don't just do a half-ass scribble. People don't want that. It's almost insulting. It is insulting. Blakely says he needs it. Blakely, I have a lot of records that you need. If you ever see my collection, you're going to have a heart attack. Or you're going to murder me. Or both. All right, what is next? What is in this next magical box? Oh, this is cool. Where is this band from? They're from New Orleans. Okay, I thought for some reason they weren't American, but I could be wrong. So this is a genre that I am not super big into. However, this record blew me away when I was recommended it. This is Crowbar, and this is Sonic Excess in its purest form. It's sludge metal, and sludge metal for me is a little too... It's often too heavy and slow, and just not really... I have trouble, catching a rhythm with it. It doesn't really grow on me in a way that, makes me want to listen to it more. But this record is really, really good, and I would definitely check it out. I found the colored variant, which... looks super cool, especially with the cover. What an amazing... Look at that amazing match. Could not be cooler, in my opinion, for this cover. So I'm excited to give this a full spin. I only listened to a little bit of it before needing to track it down. And maybe this will be my introduction into sludge metal. Maybe this will be why I start to like more sludge metal. I don't know. I do like the name sludge metal. It's fun to say. Sludge metal. Sludge metal. But for the person in here asking before, where's all the metal? Here's your crowbar. There's your metal. Are you happy? can't believe how many more records there are down here. This is crazy. I really haven't had time to do a live stream in forever, it feels like. Oh, here we go. We got two. Okay. All right. So these two next records are customs that I made recently because I was bored. As you guys know, I have utilized different lathe companies before, and when I'm really lazy and I don't really care that much, I have been using Kunaki, which is the cheapest alternative to any other lathe company to be able to make a custom one-off bootleg personal use copy, I will say. These are not for sale. These are just for me. It's like basically a big burn CD. But I ordered two records that have never been on vinyl before. And with both of these records, I have done a significant amount of legwork to try to get them on vinyl. I have reached out to the artists. I've reached out to their management. I have discussed it with them and actually received responses back about wanting to press them. And no one ever followed up with me. No one ever took me seriously. So, you know what? If I can't get these records on vinyl normally, I'm going to press two lathe cuts of them because I tried. These two records I got are... the first one is Sparkmaster Tape's Syrup Splash. Sparkmaster Tape is an exceptionally good rapper, shrouded in mystery. No one knows who he is. He pitches his voice down super deep, kind of like Lil Ugly Mane does on Mr. Thug Isolation. And that has garnered a lot of similarities for them. A lot of people tend to compare the two. Really, really good tape. Awesome rapping, incredible beats. Super underrated. And none of Spark's stuff is on vinyl, so I decided just to bang one out on through Kunaki. Hopefully it sounds good. My few lathes I've done with them have all sounded pretty decent for the price. I mean, they're very cheap to make. So yeah, and I designed the labels myself. It's just the cover art with with a letter A that I put in MS Paint, or letter B on this one. Let's see how the back turned out. Yeah, not pretty good print quality, I would say. Nice. All right. Happy to have that. And then my second one is a band that I used to love. I'm not as into their newer stuff, but their early stuff is so good. This is We Are Scientists, and this is Safety, Fun, and Learning in that order, which is their first ever album. It predates With Love and Squalor, and it has some of my favorite songs of theirs on here. And for some reason, they never pressed it. And when I talked to them, they said they didn't have plans to press it. I don't know why. I genuinely think this is some of their best music. Super catchy indie pop with some energy to it. And I don't know why they wouldn't press it. So, you know what? Your boy has to do it himself. Yeah. So, made these, you know, couple little customs. And that's what you got to do sometimes. It is what it is. Let's move on. JPEG Mafia, let's go. This is the Ghost Pop tape by JPEG Mafia, one of his earlier releases. I believe it was under Devin Hendricks, like his alternate name. And all of a sudden, it started getting pressings everywhere. He had a press, Urban Outfitters had a press, and I was reading that the original press that he did on his site was noisy. And then I went to the pink variant from Urban Outfitters, and on Discogs, they said that this one sounds way better. They have both, and this one is significantly better. So hopefully that person knows what they're talking about. Hopefully it's not also a noisy pressing. I know there was some drama with this because on the back it shows 23 tracks, and it is actually not the full track list. It's missing a bunch of tracks in the actual playback. So some drama with this one for sure, but excited to give it a listen, and hopefully it sounds as good as I want it to. I suppose we'll find out. But yes, JPEG Mafia is excellent. I actually just saw that they repressed Veteran, which has been out of print for a long time, so if y'all have been waiting to find a copy of that, I would track one down ASAP. Because it'll probably go out of print again. What are we looking at here? Oh. This is that, remember I said there's going to be one video game thing I can't talk about? It's that one. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, this is actually very funny. Let's talk about crates for a second. So, I don't want to beat a dead horse. I've talked about this a lot before. Here's the cliff notes for those that are kind of new to the channel. Crates is a crowd-funded vinyl platform, and I have released 15 of the 18 records on my label through Crates. And 16 of the 18? Anyway, I had no issues with almost all of them. They all came out beautifully, on time, everyone was happy, artist was happy, fans were happy, it was great. Last year, Crates decided to shit the bed, and they disappeared, basically. They weren't sending out packages, they weren't responding to people with anything meaningful. There were people threatening class action lawsuits, all these records are being held from artists, no one had any idea where their stuff was. And finally, the 2 of the 3 projects that I was waiting on shipped at the end of, or was it this year? It shipped this year, I think. Neutral Milk Motel and Fort Vine. So finally those arrived. The project I have in limbo is Goose Don't Be Frightened's What Now, which is an amazing indie pop record. We have the test pressings, but there's no word as to when the actual album's going to be pressed. It is very frustrating. What was also frustrating was that my record I put out before Neutral Milk Motel and Fort Vine, which was Central Side's Priorities, I had ordered a bunch of copies for myself, and the package got lost. And they were just like, oh, we'll have to send you a new one. And they never did. Like, it was, like, rejected or something and returned to them for no reason. And I thought I was never going to get these records. But they finally sent a note that they were sending out my Central Side Priorities. So now I have these finally. This is a pop-punk band that I grew up with. They were from my hometown in New Jersey. And this album is amazing if you like pop-punk. Super catchy. And a little lo-fi, but still really, really good instrumentation. So I'm glad I have these copies because I was worried I was never going to get them. And now I have them. So I feel like every little tiny victory like that gives me a little more hope that Crates is going to kind of rectify and right the ship. But I don't know. There's a chance that they could literally just disappear. They have suspended all production on their stuff for months now. So Goose is one of those records that's just kind of in limbo, and I don't know what the plan is, but fingers crossed that they figure their stuff out. This is the Dave soundtrack from the show Dave. Honestly, I'm a fan of Lil Dicky. I think I'm more of a fan of Dave the show than the musician. But I do think that the show has quite a few bangers. There are a lot of really catchy songs, and I had to grab this record because of that. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, banger. Mr. McAdams, banger. Very excited to hear the ones I don't know, though. So this is kind of just like all the songs from the show, which is basically all the songs that he was creating after his first record, Professional Rapper. This is like a amalgamation of all of that stuff. So happy to have that. If you haven't watched Dave, I highly recommend watching it. It's really, really good. Just a very well-written, entertaining show from a very weird mind. Dave's mind is so strange, but I think I think anyone could appreciate it. Right, yeah. As you guys know, I'm in my Silverstein phase. I completely missed them growing up, and I am just now getting into them. Exceptional emo, pop-punk stuff, a little bit of post-hardcore at times. This is Arrivals and Departures on green marble vinyl. So now I think this is my 3rd Silverstein record, and I'm not sure what my favorite is yet, but I have this now as well. So I'm slowly building all of their what's considered to be their best records. All right, what's going on over here? Oh, hell yeah. This is the Dragon Ball Z Japanese soundtrack. For a long time, I was wondering if they were ever going to do DBZ music on vinyl, because there's a lot of anime that have it. The problem is, I'm a bit of a poser owning this. I did watch some of the subtitled stuff growing up, but I always preferred the dubbed. And even as an adult, I'm so nostalgic for the American voices that I prefer the dub to the sub for Dragon Ball Z. I know that's sacrilege to some, but the American music by Bruce Faulconer is so good, and there's a huge dispute where like they're not on good terms with Bruce Faulconer, and I feel like it's never going to get pressed to vinyl, which is heartbreaking. Yes, Sarah, R.I.P. to Akira Toriyama, one of the greatest to ever do it. These designs wouldn't exist without the great AT. But yeah, the Japanese music is very good, and I enjoy it, and there's definitely going to be some nostalgia in this, but I wish that they would do a Bruce Faulconer American version. That music, for me, is it's so intrinsically tied to my childhood, and I don't think it's ever going to come out. But I was excited to see that they're starting to do some DBZ on vinyl, because this is the first ever thing they've done. It was a little bit of a pricey import, but I do what I got to do for my Dragon Ball, you know? Sometimes you got to do the import. And yes, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. He passed away a couple weeks ago. Really sad. Definitely too young. I mean, he was still working on a bunch of projects, so really sad. This is another video game one that I can't talk about. All right. Let's keep going. Oh, yeah, cool. So, this is funny. I was really big into captured tracks when I first got into vinyl. Captured Tracks was known for putting out artists like Wild Nothing and Mac DeMarco. Really kind of chilled out indie pop stuff that was coming out, a little shoegazy at times. And I never heard this group until recently. And what happened was I had received this record in this 7-inch in a collection, and I had it in the shop. I had not listened to it because I did not know them. And DJ Wags, if you guys watched No Skips, you know DJ Wags, good friend of mine, knows a lot about music. He came in the shop and he was like, "Oh, I've been looking for this. It's not particularly rare," but he grabbed it and he bought it. And then he looks at me and goes, "Have you heard this?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Play it." And he put it on, and it was so damn good. And I was like, "Damn it, Wags, you got me again." It's really good. It's like almost like a synthy Kings of Convenience. It's so chilled out and such good vocals. I really loved it. And I have not heard this record, which is their first record, Talent. Oh, I didn't even realize this is the solo project of the Beach Fossils guy. I didn't know that. That makes sense because Beach Fossils is also on Captured Tracks. But if this sounds anything like that 7-inch, I'm going to absolutely adore this record. As you all know, I love Kings of Convenience, and very excited to give that a full listen. But yeah. I always love when I have a record in the shop, sell it, realize I want it, and then have to go track it down. It's a really humbling feeling. Oh, God. All right, we got an album by A1 and Parental. A1 is one of my favorite underground rappers. His voice is one of my favorite, like, MC voices, like the tone of his voice. I just think it's so pleasing to listen to. He's also an extremely talented MC. So anything that A1 touches, I usually just blind buy, and this is one of them. I have not heard this record. Oh, sick! Look at that. Signed by the man himself. Peace. Thanks for the support, A1. I love that. Love that. So, really excited to hear this. Featuring Antilily on one track. Antilily is amazing. Oh, Oh, Miles. The last band was called Heavenly Beat. Heavenly Beat, yeah. But yeah, A1 and Parental, sublime. Can't wait to hear this. If you guys don't know A1 and you like hip hop, please listen to him. Go start with anything. He has a bunch of records that he did with who was the producer he did a bunch of his stuff with? Now I'm looking it up because I'm Phonics. A1 and Phonics did a bunch of really good stuff together. Phoniks. So good. I almost just sliced my finger off. Goose would be so mad at the way I'm opening these packages. He always tells me to slice away from me. I like to live life on the edge, you know? I don't know what this is. Oh, I do know what this is. This was a Sly vinyl release, which is cool. And it's kind of like a synthwave record. I was not familiar with this, but look how incredible this art is. This art has absolutely blown me away. This is Earthwalker by Clyde Shelton, and I think this is a Party Monster or a Nebula. Let me double check. But really, if you like synthwave, really, really good stuff. I was immediately captivated. It kind of has a Com Truise vibe, but a little chiller than that. If you like Com Truise, I would definitely say worth your ear. Let's see. Yeah, that's really, really pretty. Look at that. Let's get the light on it. So cool. Beautiful. Come on. How do you not, when the music's good and it looks like this, how do you not jump, right? It's just too cool to not grab. So, yes. Clyde Shelton, excited to hear this. All right. I have another package I want to open, and I'm actually going to... so this is a label that I'm actually very interested in, and I didn't know a lot about them, and I wanted to ask the guy who runs the label some info about some of the artists, just because I think that it's very much worth me explaining these. So this is a label called Phantoms Records, and I remember seeing one of their records go up for pre-order, and I was very curious about it because of the art, and I listened to it, and I was really intrigued. It almost sounded like nothing I've ever heard before, which at this point in my listening career is very impressive to me. So I'm going to show you what is in here and share a little bit about what from the label, what they told me, because there's a bunch of records in here, and I want to make sure I get the information right, because I think I love supporting small, like, more independent labels. Being one myself, I think that it is important to share. So the first one I'll share is Kiyosumi, In Your Arms. So Kiyosumi is a Japanese artist living in Germany. It's came out in 2023. It's a, Kiyosumi is an artist at heart, and they wanted to make the vision fit the record as well as possible. Kiyosumi mastered and mixed this record, and it's kind of hard to describe this album. It's kind of a little bassy at times, a little... Is it on colored vinyl? It is. It's on a beautiful... Ooh, I love that. Half and half. Look at that. That is beautiful. How do I even begin to describe it? What's interesting is that it's numbered on the back, but it looks like it's numbered... Tell me if I'm crazy. Does that say 728 out of 500? I don't know. How do I describe this music? Let me play like a little snippet of it for you. I just remember being really... really intrigued by it. Like, listen to, like, just, like... It's just really interesting, glitchy. And then it gets like really smooth and kind of has this like almost lo-fi vibe, but with a little bit of then it has this like jazzy breakdown. I can't explain this record because it's sonically, like I said, so unique comparatively to anything I've ever heard, and I think it's definitely worth listening to and ordering. I feel in my heart like this is going to be one day worth a fortune, just because I think right now the artist is not super well known, but I think it's one of those things that could catch on like wildfire. So very excited for y'all to maybe check out this record. Again, it's Kiyosumi In Your Arms. So that's one. And then there's also Summer Trip Frozen Starfall. Obviously very anime inspired cover. This is so there's a little bit of a story behind this. So this is a collaboration with Babe, the owner of Frozen Starfall, and has been involved in the Toho circle since 2012. Toho is a game from 1996, and a lot of independent people produce Toho arrangements that they call Circle, which is why it's called Toho Circle. And oftentimes it's usually sold on CD, not really on vinyl. So Frozen Starfall is one of the first ever Western Toho circles and the most popular one. They work with other names like Celsius, and they've used some songs in games before, a smartphone game called Toho Lost World. So this is just one of the releases that this label decided to go in on. It's kind of just like really interesting Japanese related music. Beautiful split. Love that. And like I said, Phantoms Records. I think that if you were to give their stuff a listen, I don't know. I think that I'm always very impressed and happy when there's labels that put so much care. Like they clearly love the music that they're releasing, and everything about Phantoms has really just kind of made me feel like the way that I care about my releases on TMR, they care about their releases. So big shout out to them. I'm excited to see where Phantoms goes, and hopefully they get more notoriety. Hopefully I can get one person to check it out from the stream, and they can tell somebody, and that's how a movement starts, right? So shout out to them. Excited to give those records a full spin. And we have, I think, 5 or 6 more to go, folks. How do I describe this one? This is another impulse buy I bought for like less than $10 shipped on Discogs. I think this was like, I forget how I discovered this, but it's I guess it's considered down-tempo, deep house, jazz dance. It's an album called Workout by Sumo. I don't know. I don't really have a ton to say about it, but if you like jazz dance or kind of like more in-your-face electronic music that has like kind of like a jazzy feel to it, Sumo's Workout, I really enjoyed what I heard of it. And it was so cheap, I couldn't say no. All right. This is another video game one that I will briefly talk about. I've already shared these. Oh no, I hate packages that have packing peanuts. I feel like they're gonna get everywhere. They're getting everywhere. Good lord. Okay. I have to be very careful with this one. Okay. So I already own this record, Final Symphony, but this is on colored vinyl. I have heard that the colored variant doesn't sound as good as the black one, which is unfortunate. The color's super beautiful, so I'm going to have to figure out if it's one I keep or not. Final Symphony is an amazing collection of songs from Final Fantasy 6, 7, and 10, which are amazing soundtracks, done by a symphony, of course. And this is Final Symphony 2, which I have not heard, also colored vinyl. And this is from Final Fantasy 5, 8, 9, and 13. So 5, 8, 9, and 13, I love the music of 8 and 9. 5 and 13 I can maybe do without, but I don't know. I'm just a sucker for anything Final Fantasy. So I have, like I said, I'm going to see if my original of this sounds better or not, to see whether or not I keep it. But I suppose we'll find out. Hey, what's up, Hadassin? What's up, Lone Wolf? Welcome to the stream. Did I do it? Of course I did. I'm a fool. This is like my 6th copy of this record. You guys know I love Tycho's Awake. I am obsessed with this album. And this is the beige and blue 10th anniversary pressing. Now, what I never understood about this one is that they have done a clear. They have done a beige. They have done a purple. They have done an orange. Why blue? What's the blue for? Where's the blue on this record? Why was that the choice for the anniversary press? Let's open it up and take a look and see if it matches at all. Like let's see if blue was a good choice or not. Again, I don't need a millionth copy of this record, but let's see. Okay, let's see. Does it pass the match test? I guess it does match the bottom. I mean, I guess it's close. It just doesn't seem like the perfect choice. I almost feel like a splatter with the colors in here would have been cooler. Like imagine like a beige with like all of those colors splattered on it. That would be beautiful. Why don't these labels and these artists use me as a artistic director for these? I mean, I really think that I would help everybody out. But I love this album, and I'll own every variant they put out because I simp for Tycho. When do I think I'll put some of these out? Most of these are not necessarily going out in the store. What were you interested in? What has caught your eye? Hi, Goose, don't be frightened. How's the store doing? So I ordered these from, what was the store I just ordered it from? Park Ave? Park Ave CDs in Florida. Shout out to Park Ave. Fantastic store. Demerit. Thanks, Austin. Austin just gave me a nice demerit for $2. First super chat of the entire stream. I've been on here for an hour and 12 minutes, and not one person has thought to throw me a nickel. Not one person has thought to wave $1 in my face for my efforts and my talking. Whatever. All right, so this is a really good record. This is Steven Sanchez, Easy on My Eyes. This was only introduced to me recently, and I really like his kind of dreamy vocal stylings. Almost has like a little bit of like a folky rockabilly thing going on. I don't quite know how to describe it, but really, really good record. And I got this at a discount because it has a little corner damage, but like the corner damage isn't that bad. I'm okay with that. So excited about that. And then this is Deru's We Will Live On. Deru is a really, really good... Hey, Goose, don't be frightened with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you. That's my TMR team right now who is just super chatting me. That's the TMR staff, Austin and Goose. Shout out to them. Deru is an amazing ambient artist who explores on electronic. He explores on modern classical. I believe that this record, which I have not heard yet, is more of a piano-based record. I heard, but Deru's, I think his album's called 1979, one of my favorite ambient records ever. I got to meet him when he did a DJ set at Amoeba Hollywood, and he signed my record, which was super cool. But yes, I'm excited to hear this. I have not heard it yet, but Deru very rarely misses. Super good. All right, 2 more packages, and then we'll do a short Q&A because I got to get to the shop. There are things to be done today. And I got to edit, too. I'm working on editing the Mac Miller Best Day Ever highlights. Because I don't know if you all saw on my Instagram, but YouTube decided to take down the Mac Miller Best Day Ever video, the live stream, for no good reason. I wasn't monetizing it. The kids video up is still up. All good. So, very frustrating. Let's see if they take down my highlight I'm cutting together. the Mac Miller live stream initiative is in a slight amount of peril, I would say, because I'm not sure why YouTube is arbitrarily doing this kind of stuff. But I suppose we'll find out. Oh, this is Eric the Architect, isn't it? Is Blakely still here? Did you get your copy yet? It comes with a bandana. It comes with a bandana, which I'll never wear. Eric the Architect is one of the members of Flatbush Zombies, and this is his. So what do we have here? There's like a, it's like a booklet that it comes with, which is cool. And then this is the record, which I'm very excited to listen to. I've never been here before, so deluxe edition. It was very spendy, but the EP that he put out a few years ago is like a $300 record now. So I feel like it's something that, it's one of those artists where you really have to kind of jump now or cry later. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the booklet as too, Blakely. I'm excited to hear this record, though. Josh Crotto! I gotta stop talking about Eric the Architect because I got a $4.99 super chat from Mr. JC for the Tycho recommendation a while back and Heavenly Beat recommendation today. How many Pearl Jam variants am I at? That's a good question. So, with the Pearl Jam Dark Matter, I have ordered the 10 Club Red and Black. I ordered one of the RSD ones that are kind of the black and yellow smoky one or whatever. And then I did order a handful of the Pacific Northwest exclusive regional variant for the shop, which I'll have one of those, which I think is like green and yellow or green and white or something. I ordered that before I heard that they were doing 10 regional variants. Would I have ordered it if I knew? Maybe not. I ordered, I think, 7. I thought for some reason it was just going to be a special PNW thing because they're from Seattle. I was wrong. Pearl Jam is in the leagues of Taylor Swift right now with putting out an absurd amount of variants for no reason. And they're not above criticism. I think it's kind of crazy that they're doing that many variants. It seems wasteful and pointless. But I still love Pearl Jam. One of my favorite bands. Is what it is. Yeah, I'm excited to hear this Eric the Architect. Some of the features on here are crazy. George Clinton, Channel Trace, Joey Badass, Kimbra. Come on. Yeah, this is going to be a good record. I'm very excited to hear it. But the booklet, to Blakely's point, is underwhelming. And then we have one more. What is this one? I think this is a video game one, too. Oh. Yes. Castlevania Smash Brothers Selections from Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. If anyone is interested in this, I'm going to have 1 or 2 copies at the shop. So hit me up and we can work something out. Josh, I have no doubt that you're going to get all 12 variants. I've created a monster, but nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want Shady on chopped liver. All right, that is the live stream for today. We have unboxed everything. There is a huge box of a mountain. There's a mountain of boxes down here. It is not pretty. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that. If there's any final questions, I will answer them. Otherwise, I need to get my butt to the shop before Goose freaks out at me. He's a real squeaky wheel. I don't know if that makes sense. But I do have to get to the shop soon. So any final questions, I'll answer. Otherwise, I'm going to be editing the highlight video, ideally to come out tomorrow. And then on Monday, we should be doing the next Mac Miller stream, unless YouTube decides to knock me out. Did I ever order from Lista Val? I don't think I know what Lista Val is, so I believe my answer is no. Thank you, Avery. Come back and visit soon. Both you and the lady. We miss you guys. Have I pre-ordered Vampire Weekend yet? Yes, I pre-ordered, I think, 2 variants of it. I forget what they are, though. I'm very excited. I've only listened to the first 2 Vampire Weekend songs. I have not listened to the other 2 they've dropped. I'm just going to wait for the album at this point. I want to be as fresh as possible. Any thoughts on the new quarter of Vinyl Me Please Records of the Month? I don't know if I looked that deep into it, but from what I saw, nothing really jumped out at me as like very exciting. How do you order stuff overseas? I don't understand the question. How do you? Like, physically how? Unclear. Go listen to Cemetery West by Sundowner. Why? I mean, I will, but why? Have I listened to Vegan? You think he'd be very up my alley? Vegan. No. What kind of music is it? I am unfamiliar. But I will check it out. I'm gonna wait for potential clarification of the question, and then I will probably call it. This has been a long stream, guys. An hour 20? I'm wiped. I need a nap. All right. Well, if there's going to be no clarification, I'm going to end this. It's a company that brings bands to a studio, records them direct to vinyl. Every record's one of a kind. Oh, that's cool. Least of all. That's cool. I'm going to check them out after this. All right. Thank you all for coming and joining. I will do another one next time I amass a ton of boxes. So imagine 2 weeks.